Good morning. If you want to see how we built this nice little practice craps rig, stay tuned because that's what we're going to do today. Good morning. Welcome to another Memphis Monday 227. I think it's about the 19th edition for this year, 19th week. Hatchet's all fired up because we've got a new kind of project today. We've never done this before. We're going to make a practice craps table. Now, I don't know anything about craps. Don't know what never made a table before. Don't know the rules. Not really interested. Sure, I'll do it. Technically, I think what we're going to be building is called a craps practice rig. Since we're not actually building the table, we're just building the practice area where you throw the dice and whatever else you do. But let's knock off the chit chat and go see what we got. My buddy bought the stuff. This is the playing surface, a felt playing surface, and we're going to stretch it over a piece of plywood, and we're going to attach this this back. I think it's called alligator skin that you throw the dice into. This is kind of what we're going to build, a little box here, open on this side with the alligator stuff in there. You throw your dice against, and this whole frame will sit down over the playing surface. That way you can remove the box and change this felt whenever you want to. This, the playing surface will be attached, stapled to this birch plywood, and I think the width is I've got on it's just about right. It looks like I need about 1.5 inches off the end of it to make it long enough because it's got to be rolled under and stapled. Now, this may seem odd, but we're going to install the felt. We're going to install our felt before we build the box, because I don't know how much the thickness and depth of the felt is going to affect my measurements, and I want that box to fit exactly, width-wise. So I want to put the felt on first. This is the underlayment. This is just a piece of felt that'll be permanently attached or semi-permanently attached, that the felt, the playing surface will sit on top of, and then you can, as the playing surface wears out, you can take it off and replace it, and you just leave this in place. Now, if you're real comfortable using this, doing this, you can use this, some of this high-powered adhesive sprays like this 3M Super 77, which would hold together a battleship. Here's another brand, Krylon. Same thing. It's very sticky, but it's very unforgiving. What we're going to use is some Elmer's. It, I think, is much more forgiving if I make a mistake. Okay, I'm just going to spray this on and give it a go. Well, so far so good. Yeah, this is less aggressive stuff. A lot of these adhesives are so strong and, you know, so sticky that if you make a mistake and get a run in it or a wrinkle, you can't get it out. Back in the day, we used rubber cement. That was the adhesive we used. You'd put rubber cement on two surfaces, let it dry, and then you'd just stick the two sides together. But talk about unforgiving. I'm not gonna wrap this under because that would interfere with the top covering. So I'm just gonna trim it off. We're going to staple that playing surface on there, and we're going to use one of these kind of staples. Only we're going to use the air-powered. This is the one we're all familiar with. Works like that. This is one of the new fangled ones that theoretically they're less fatiguing than these because you can just put your weight on them and your weight is directly over the staple. But if you're going to do a lot of stapling, you can get an air-powered one. They're pretty cheap. Works just like that. And we're going to use the air-powered. The guys that do this all the time probably laughing at me because I've never done it. I didn't even know that practice craps tables were even a thing. I didn't even know you could practice it, craps. I thought it was a 100% roll the dice. I didn't know you could practice. Okay, the plan here is I'm gonna get this thing smoothed out as well as I can. Center our board on it. I'll tighten down the ends first, and then check it. And now let's check it end to end, see how we're doing. Well, it looks all right to me. What do I know? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do up the sides. And I'm only gonna put a few staples in though, because we want to check it. I hope it doesn't have a big old wrinkle in it somewhere. So I cut our board 32 inches across. Let's see what it is with that felt on there. It's 33, probably 33 and 3/8. Again, this is another one of the reasons I bought this big fancy saw, because this board is 12 inches across, and so cutting it is not real easy. All set up, yep. See, now this board will fit just like that, and then there'll be two side boards coming off of it in our alligator skin. Be right in here like this. Well, we got that back put in back there. Now we need to cut out the sides. I'm not going to put this little sine wave curve. I'm just going to make a simple curve down to the surface. I cut out this first one, and now I'm just going to trace I'm using glue and 2-inch nails to put this together. Just using butt joints. And I'll have braces in it. And the braces will serve a couple of purposes. One thing the braces will do, of course, will be braced, but also the top brace will kind of hide the inner brace, and I'm going to have an inner brace in there that'll be used for strength and also to align it. The backboard won't be braced by the playing surface at all, so I'm putting these corner braces in, and they will serve to, of course, square it up, reinforce it, but also align it to the playing surface. And I'm putting it together with nails and glue. I mixed a bunch of colors together. I had some remnants in the can. This oak never seems to stain real dark anyway, so. Tacking this alligator skin in. Okay, let's give it a whirl. This is how it operates. See, the playing surface is independent, not connected to the back drop unless you want it to be with screws. That way you can change the cover whenever you need to. And the backstop, or whatever this thing is called, goes right on there like that. Well, there we have it, our practice craps rig. My buddy bought the cover and the backstop and all that stuff, and just asked me to make the box. He didn't tell me how to do it, but this looks okay to me. So for Memphis, Monday 2/27. Our practice craps rig. Well, that does it for Memphis Monday 2/27, the 19th edition for year 5. Today we built a practice crap rig, or practice craps table, whatever you want to call it. Never built one before, don't know anything about them. Sure, I'll do it. And I think it turned out all right. I looked at some pictures just a while ago on the internet, and that's kind of what they look like, so we must have done it right. I'll put some polyurethane on it over the next couple days, and we'll be done. All right, so like and share and favorite and comment and tweet and poke and peek and all the stuff you do on the internet. Most important, make sure you're back here next week for another exciting Memphis Monday. Thanks for playing along.